So hey Company 008, it's Xiant again, and hey, CoD 4 seems to be the thing on this channel nowadays, with Culprit doing his Road to Commander, and I'm gonna be on that, hopefully. And believe it or not, I still do enjoy this game a whole lot. It's not as fun consistently as Modern Warfare 2 is, but all in all, I still think it's, if not the best Call of Duty, right up there with it. Now, Modern Warfare 2 is my favorite Call of Duty, but I don't know which is the best. But what I will say, and this is the topic for this commentary, CoD 4 is Infinity Ward, and for that matter, the Call of Duty franchise in general, it's the magnum opus of the series. Not only because it made the series successful, but because everything about what makes the series work is present in its simplest form. While CoD 2 had pretty much everything that Call of Duty 4 has, Call of Duty 4 added a whole bunch of things, but it didn't add so much that it became chaotic. Neither did World at War. World at War is an evolution of CoD 4 in the World War II setting. Modern Warfare 2 took things to the next level, and while that made it more fun, more fast-paced, more exciting, better for YouTube, it doesn't make it a better game, not by a long shot. And I think there are a lot of factors that go into making CoD 4 the game that it is, and one of them is the limited weapon selection. And I've mentioned in previous commentaries on my own channel and elsewhere that the best games out there, the games people play consistently, have very small weapon selections. When you go into Call of Duty 4 Pro Mod, there are 3 main weapons that you see, and I'm grouping the snipers as a pair. You see the AK-47 as your assault rifle, the 74U as your submachine gun, and then 1 scope or 2 scopes if you're on a public server. And there are only 5 or 6 maps depending on what continent you're on. Counter-Strike is the same. There's only 5 or 6 maps that are played, and there's only a few guns that are used. The AK for the terrorists, the M4, sometimes suppressed, or the counter-terrorists, the Deagle, and that's it. That's all you really see, and the AWP, of course. Going into my own history, you have Team Fortress 2. And while a lot of the new weapons that Valve and the community has put out are competitive, the core of it is the same. The soldier still uses the rocket launcher and the shotgun, sometimes the equalizer, but melee is not such a big factor in that game. The demo man is still stock pill launcher, sticky launcher, and bottle, usually, or pan if they want to be cheeky. Scout, scattergun, pistol, bat. Spy, if played at all, is stock spy. Sniper is stock sniper rifle, and the SMG. Sometimes Girardi, again, depending on situations. Medic is Kritzkrieg, and Metagun, depending on the situation. But that's it. And there's a few maps that are played, and because TF2 has constantly updated maps from the community, competitive gets a nice rotation. But for the most part, a lot of you'll see is Badlands, Granary, and Badlands and Granary style maps. You won't see many payload maps played in standard 5v5 competitive. So coming back to CoD 4, you have a lot of weapons, comparatively to CoD 2. You have the AK, the M4, the M16, the MP5, the 74U, the Uzi. But there's only 4 or 5 weapons per category. And if you look at Modern Warfare 2, and some of the new games especially, you'll find that there's more than 10 sometimes in some categories. Snipers are a little different, but in Black Ops 2, I think I can count between 5 and 8 submachine guns, and 6 or 7 assault rifles. Plus shotguns, plus the assault shield, plus the ballistic knife, plus all the other weapons that are there, and you see that there's a nice variety of guns to choose from. But the thing of it is, with so many choices, you get bogged down in what's good and what's not. When there's only one good weapon, that's all people are going to use. And because people don't have a conception at that point of what other weapons could be good, they only use a couple. For me, I like the M16 and the AK. Now, granted, I am going for the golden AK, so I have to use the other weapons, which I don't want to do. But I think you get my point. Much in the way that we as kids only have a couple games to play, kids today gets CoD. They have CoD and maybe Halo. One or the other, or both, or Halo and Grand Theft Auto, or just 1 or 2 games. When you don't have an idea of what it is that's really out there, you play 1 game at a time. And for some kids, all they have is World at War. And so to spice things up, or because they're not good at the game, they mod World at War. And so the question of why do these kids are still playing World at War? Why are they still playing this almost 6-year-old game and they're modding it? There are so many other good games. Well, these kids probably don't have the ability to play it for whatever reason, financially, socially, their parents won't let them, whatever. It's the only game they have, so they have no idea of what else could be out there. And for CoD 4 being the first CoD for a lot of people and the best CoD for a lot of people, they don't have an idea of what's really out there. Well, they do intellectually, but in their heart, they're like, it's CoD 4, it's the simplest, it's done, it's the best because it was first, and because it did it first. It got them to play so much, so often, that the formula worked so well that even if they've seen what else is out there, good, bad, or indifferent, they can't quite put their fingers on why CoD 4 works. All they know is that it works. Even if they have an idea, it's not what they're really feeling, I don't think. And so CoD 4 offers this simplicity of gameplay generally, but it also has enough variety that there are some really good guns and there are some guns to have fun with, but there aren't so many guns that you can have fun with all of them. And then get bored because I have so many choices, I don't know what to pick. Oh, I'm done with this game for now. It's just so annoying. These maps are terrible. Blah, 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 blah. And speaking of maps, because I've been on a map design kick for a while, CoD 4's maps were the best in the series. Now, not having played CoD 2, I cannot speak to those maps. But I know that Infinity Ward, either as a business deal or out of a sense of pride, put 4 of the best CoD 4 maps back into Modern Warfare 2. Now, you could say this is to save time, because building maps is hard work, and I would say that it does save time. But it's also there because they had a great sense of pride in these maps. Strike, for example. This map was a DLC map in Modern Warfare 2 because it worked for all the game styles that Call of Duty offers. Now, you could argue that Afghan is the best Call of Duty map ever, especially for Modern Warfare 2, but it's a map built for its time. Call of Duty 4 maps were ahead of their time because they work in a game that's a revolution on CoD 4. They're so well balanced and well made that they apply in almost any Call of Duty game. The weapons are the best in the series as well, because you have the AK that's useful as a fully automatic assault weapon, the M16, which is a one-burst monster, but it's not quite the FAMAS from Modern Warfare 2 that can literally one-burst a person across the map. You have the MP5 and the AK-74U, both boasting great handling, but offering a slightly different feel, and the shotguns that are effective only at those really close ranges, unlike the SPAS or the Model 1887s before they were nerfed on consoles. And there are no pro perks, and I think this is one of the most important things. When Infinity Ward added the pro perk in Modern Warfare 2, they added a whole new layer to that system, but it wasn't quite as beneficial as I think they made it out to be. For one thing, pro perk challenges, while nice for the metagame, are kind of annoying to get. And once you have a set of pro perks that you really like, you don't want to ever use anything else. And it got to the point where pro perks were overpowered. One-man army noob tubes, if you get my drift. And so Treyarch, in a bid to get rid of the pro perk complexity, didn't really get rid of the pro perk complexity. They just mashed pro perks into regular perks and say, attack mask. It does what attack mask pro did from Black Ops. Woo! It's the same thing as having a pro perk, you just don't have to work as hard for it. But if you take a look at the perks in CoD 4, there's nothing fancy about them. Stopping power, extra bullet damage. Extreme conditioning, sprint longer. Sleight of hand, reload faster, steady aim, better hipfire. You can almost make them 2 or 3 word descriptions and they still work great. And they got sniping right the first time. In Call of Duty 4, they scoped in slowly, but not so slowly as to be impossible, and it was fun to actually use them. However, in Modern Warfare 2, you had sleight of hand sniping, which was just a whole bunch of people doing spins off of ladders, which I thought was kind of silly, even though that did happen in CoD 4 a little bit. And you had Black Ops, where they tried to completely nerf sniping and then brought it back a little bit. Then you had Modern Warfare 3, where they brought sniping back to Modern Warfare 2 levels, and it was just all kind of silly. And finally, you had Black Ops 2 sniping, which is a mix between Modern Warfare 2 and CoD 4, but not as good as CoD 4, because CoD 4 was consistent. And that is what makes it the best Call of Duty. Not the most fun, the best, because it's consistent in its performance. Hit detection across most connections is good. Time to kill across most weapons is fair. Map design across all is not symmetrical, but it is even. The kill streaks are simple to get, and not overpowering. And the aesthetic, while not as brightly colored and saturated as Modern Warfare 2's, is good enough to work. I'll close simply by mentioning Corporate's Road to Commander and Skulls' Road to Commander, both of which I will link in the description if I remember to. Remind me, please, in the comments so that in case I don't, it gets done. And I want to say briefly that that's going to be a whole lot of fun playing with the both of them, because what I plan to do is I'll get in the game and I'll let them play a little while and I'll say to them, alright, what gun do you want in the next game? And they'll tell me. I'll create a class with it because I have everything. And then I'll hold a grenade and give them that weapon as many times as they want. Because screw your KD, no one really cares. It's Call of Duty 4, PC, who cares about your stats anymore? I hope you've enjoyed this video, and some of the quick scoping I've been doing. I don't usually snipe in this game, but the other team was bad enough and I was doing well enough that I thought, I'll give it a shot. It didn't go as well as I'd hoped, but I think it went pretty well. If I do another Call of Duty 4 upload, I will make sure to get rid of the really annoying FPS markers in the top right of the screen, which I will probably block with the company logo. I just keep them on so that I don't have to always have DxStory running when I'm running COD 4, because, you know, DxStory is nice, but sometimes it can take up a little much space, and maybe I just don't want to record sometimes. Granted, I'm glad I recorded this particular gameplay because it was pretty fun, and because someone's finally posting COD 4, so I have an excuse to do that myself.